Greetings. Today on Cookery with Mason Storm, we're making some sweet naughty bread. This is some pretty good stuff. To begin with, I have 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of yeast, 1 egg white, 1 egg and the yolk, half a cup of water, and 2 cups of flour. So we're going to begin our process by adding the water and the yeast to a bowl. We can let this propagate if we want, but I know my yeast is good, so I'm going to add in my dry ingredients. Give it a little bit of a stir, realize it's too dry, so when I add my egg yolk and egg, as well as the olive oil. We're going to be using the egg white later on, and we're going to use that for a bit of a wash. So we're just going to mix this up, and then we're going to knead it. And we're just going to keep kneading this until we need it, so probably about 8 minutes or so. And I'm going to be adding flour to this because it's a little bit on the wet side right now. It's really sticking to the counter, so I add a little bit of flour and kind of keep kneading it. Now if you have the other extreme where it's too dry, just kind of wet your hands and start kneading again, and you can get it perfect that way. But now we're going to let the thing grow. So I got some olive oil in my bowl here, and I'm just going to cover it with a towel, throw it in the oven with the light bulb on, give it about 2 hours, and it's going to grow. Once it's done growing, we're going to take it out, and then we're going to divide it into 3 sections, try to keep them as equal as possible, more equal than I did. And then we're going to pinch together one end and then braid the strands, and then we have our fancy looking bread. Now you can let this thing proof for another hour, but I'm just going to do the quick version. So I'm actually going to brush on my egg white at this point in time, as well as some salt on top, because that really adds to the flavor. Now I'm just going to let this thing kind of sit here for 20 minutes and get the oven all preheated, and then after 20 minutes I'll throw it in the oven. Then I'm going to bake it at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer, until it looks good and done. You can do the knock test if you want. I don't know. It seemed to work good for me. I don't know what to say. I guess you can use a thermometer to check your bread. Either way, when it's done, we pull it out, and it's time to consume. So let me know your thoughts for this one in the comments below, and until next time, stay awesome.